With this video, we will be doing Ice Spice. This is Nicki Minaj. Call her jealous and ungrateful. And if you want to help this channel and the content that we're making, please help support our merchandise. The link is in the description. If you didn't hit the like button, make sure you hit the like button. Try and get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's go. I hope this title is a typo. I hope Ice Spice did not diss Nicki Minaj. Anybody can speak on Ice Spice, it's me. Because I was one of the first people to react to Ice Spice. She's from New York, I'm from New York. I seen her on a whole way up. I thought she was a real dope artist. I thought she was doper then than she is now. As far as 2024, to me, she haven't really been putting out strong music. I can't remember any bars from her song. I can't even remember any bars that she had on the song with Nicki Minaj because it really wasn't impressive. I can't remember any bars of the song Fart, but I can give you some bars from Nicki Minaj. Spotify ain't gotta lie, they're really streaming my music. Ice Spice, to me, she's really not that talented. She really don't have a personality. So if you're not that talented, you don't have a personality. I think the best advice I could give you is just to be humble. Leave Nicki Minaj alone. And the second piece of advice I could give you is don't drop an album. Time you drop the album, the facade is over. You look big, they putting a lot of marketing dollars into you, but time you put an album out, it's gonna flop and then you're gonna get exposed. So that's my two pieces of advice. Be humble, don't drop an album, but I don't wanna waste no more time. I'm gonna see what this video about. Chi, get the yayo.
Ice Spice was put on blast by one of her ex-friends, Baby Storm.
Damn.
And Baby Storm exposed the text messages of Ice Spice talking down on Nicki Minaj. Now,
That's crazy when it comes from people that was close to you. If that girl was this close to Ice Spice, I'm pretty sure Ice Spice looked out for her, gave her bread, did all type of stuff for this girl. But it's crazy. That's why they always say, watch your circle, because those will be the ones that hurt you.
first became aware of Baby Storm exposing Ice Spice, I kind of ignored it because I thought to myself, maybe she's trying to get some clout, or maybe she has that Azalea Banks type of energy where she's not all the way there, if you get what I mean.
She looked like that.
So she was saying a lot of different things, and I didn't really pay it any mind, but I did start to pay more attention to what she was saying about Ice Spice in particular, because she did leak messages between her and Ice Spice. And Ice Spice was kind of talking about Doechii, and people noticed that Doechii unfollowed Ice Spice. So I thought to myself, there might be something here. So I want to read through some of what she said. Now, this is some of the reasons why Baby Storm is actually exposing Ice Spice now. She said this: Isis did everything in her power to make sure my career would never take off. She did everything you could possibly think of and more. But I'm not afraid of her anymore. This is the truth. Wow. Because unfortunately, I thought she was a real friend. I've known her since we were 13. Damn. We went to the same grade school and high school, Sacred Heart in Yonkers, New York. We met in 8th grade. She was my high school bully. I forgave her after high school because she apologized for bullying me.
That's like crazy. You talking about Ice Spice was a bully. She's all the way up here. Ice Spice all the way down here in the picture. If anybody should have been doing a bullying, you should have been bullying Ice Spice.
She only tried to rekindle with me when I started doing music and got some motion. She used my connections and resources to make her way to the top and pretended to be my friend. She forced everyone in her life to sign an NDA, including me. But the only person I'm signed to is God. So I will speak the truth.
She said she made everybody sign an NDA. She don't care about the NDA. She's still out here speaking what she say is her truth. But that's crazy that she signed an NDA and said, I don't care about nothing that I signed. I'm still out here talking.
Now, this is where she started exposing some of the text messages between her and Ice Spice. And I have to be honest here. Anytime somebody exposes private
I find like I wish I would fight that one. I usually don't respond to people, but how you gonna make it over? Only topic mentioned, dang, like bitch. I hope them all kids you have to be born, and like they don't know you're in real life. We're just chilling. Everybody's doing down point. Real people think they can play with me all day. That's why I'd rather be like Doja. I'll happily tell everyone to go to hell. I don't care. They say butter, Twitter community praying on my downfall. Same, and I'll go with them.
Ice Spice. And I have to be honest here. Anytime somebody exposes private conversations,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that speaks to their character.
Definitely.
It's a super low thing to do.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me wonder if
I
maybe
agree.
Baby Storm was collecting this information in the event that Ice Spice were to switch up on her.
Right.
I think she
Yeah.
You
So
do
the
your
semen
thing,
like,
and you do it well.
I ain't gonna even
Now,
hold you.
it's time to do it bigger.
was kind of waiting to get her get back at Ice Spice because she still hasn't gotten over the fact that Ice Spice bullied her in school. So she
Right.
made nice with
I
her.
didn't even think about that.
But now she's getting her get back.
Yeah.
Do I think it's right? Absolutely not.
Nah.
But I understand Ice Spice crossed Baby Storm, and there's nothing more dangerous than a woman scorned. Now let's get into these text messages.
Yeah, especially if that's like really, really, really true. Like everything she said, that like she used her connections to get in position. When she kind of get in position, she started kind of shading a little bit. I can see why. It could even not even be her character even doing stuff like this, but she could be so hurt. You know how females are when they get hurt. They think out emotions and just do stuff out emotions. It could be even that situation.
Messages. This is Ice Spice talking about Doechii. She said, but then she'll be like, I'm dark skinned, so I always have to work harder than everyone. And then Baby Storm responded and said, this is actually true, but only partially. Then Ice Spice said, which I understand, but let's not act like she's one of the chosen dark skins because she does benefit from pretty privilege still and for being skinny. Booty drop.
Booty
so she
drop.
mentioned Doechii song Booty Drop. And as soon as these text messages started circulating, people started noticing that Doechii unfollowed and blocked Ice Spice. Now, I will say this. I'm not surprised about Ice Spice's comments. I always knew that she was tone deaf when it comes to colorism, and I talked about it in one of my previous videos. So it doesn't surprise me.
Gotta watch that.
Also, Baby Storm exposed the fact that Ice Spice allegedly was cheating on her producer and her boyfriend Riot with the rapper TJ. And she said that
Lil
the song
TJ.
Gangsta Boo was about TJ. And Lil TJ threatened to...
Oh, that's dope. I like Lil TJ. Lil TJ's a dope artist. I like all his new stuff that he's been putting out. I've been listening to Lil TJ for a while. I mess with Lil TJ. I mess with A Boogie. I like the music that they make, but that's crazy. I didn't know they was messing around with each other, but that's crazy.
off Riot
She exposing
if
everything.
Ice Spice didn't give him his watch back. Also, Baby Storm said that Ice Spice be putting her hands on Riot. Child, this is truly a mess.
Yeah, we find out Ice Spice is a bully in real life. She was bullying the one girl. Now she's putting hands on her boyfriend. Let me find out.
Truly a mess. Now, I want to get into the real tea. And the real tea is what Ice Spice said about Nicki Minaj. She called her ungrateful and jealous. Now, this is kind of a wild thing to say, considering that Nicki gave Ice Spice a huge boost in her career. She co-signed her. She did 2 songs with her, one called Princess Diana and Barbie World. But they had some business issues behind the scenes, and there was a bit of tension between Ice Spice's manager, James Rosman, and Nicki and her manager. And so Baby Storm started to ask about their meeting. She said, how did the call end yesterday? On a good note, Ice Spice said, open-ended. But then James called me with Nicki's old manager of 11 years, and he said she was being unfair, asking for too much, which was what everyone's been telling me, but it's hard to negotiate with her because she doesn't let people talk like lawyers or James, etc.
Wow.
Baby Storm said, just woke up. That's just so annoying, bro. Does she not realize she's asking for too much? And Ice Spice said, no, she doesn't think so at all.
Wow.
Then Baby Storm said, so frustrating. Do you think you guys will be able to come to a compromise? She said, hopefully, but we're about to put out another record in June for the Barbie soundtrack, which is an opportunity I brought her because Barbie...
That's just that right there, nigga. Ain't gonna like that opportunity I brought to her. This is crazy, and it's crazy that her friend even exposing this. This is wild.
Asked me to do it alone, but since that's her brand, I invited her on, and she doesn't even see that as me bringing her something.
Wow.
She's kind of like my mom, ungrateful and delusional.
Damn.
I cut her off.
Ungrateful and delusional. Nicki's not gonna like this. I'm surprised Nicki didn't respond to this yet.
By the way, not speaking to her till January. And then Baby Storm said, OMG, how does she not realize that? It's not like they initially asked her to do it. That's the thing people always say about her. She'll always think she's doing you a favor. I mean, technically, she is doing her a favor because she is the bigger artist.
Right.
She's Nicki Minaj, but
She
whatever.
the A-side.
Baby Storm also said, did she do more? Or do you just...
If you have a Nicki Minaj beside you, any big artist, and you're on the come up, they're doing you a favor because their fan base is going to look at you and pay you some attention. So she's doing you the favor. If this was a fight, Nicki Minaj would be considered the A side and Ice Spice would be considered the B side.
feel like that's what's best? Ice Spice said no, it's that plus she wants publishing from all my songs, including third-party writing competitions. So anything I write for other people or any songs I get on, mind you, I had a Taylor Swift collab before the Nicki one. Now, this is some interesting tea.
She said, yo, she trying to take all my publishing. You know, in the music game, publishing is big. That's where you really get your money from for the stuff that you write, the stuff that you write for other people. That's big. And most people try to buy your publishing because they know that's big. I know at one point, Michael Jackson had over 50% of Sony's publishing because he knew how big it was. And that's how Diddy got his money. He would take everyone publishing. He took Biggie publishing, Mace publishing. If you were signed to Bad Boy, even making a band, you didn't have any publishing. All the royalties came into him because when you're in the game or when they was in the game and people really didn't know all this information or how much money comes in from the publishing, like publishing is what your kids can eat off. So any artist can hold on to your publishing. You definitely want to hold on to your publishing because most artists don't make money off of their music. They get the money off the events and shows. But as far as the music, because they don't own their publishing, they don't really get money from it.
And it kind of makes me wonder if maybe there were some negotiations for Ice Spice to sign to Nicki's label Heavy on It. Because why would Nicki ask for a cut of Ice Spice's publishing if that were not the case?
Yeah.
I think maybe they were trying to negotiate on something, but Ice Spice saw it as a bad deal because it is a bad deal.
It's a very bad deal. It's a very bad deal.
Ice Spice.
It is a very, very, very bad deal. But when you're new into the game, you're always going to get a bad deal because you don't have any leverage. And the reason you don't have any leverage because you didn't sell any albums yet. So what leverage do you really have? Whoever's putting money into you, they consider it that they're taking a chance on you. They're taking a risk on you because most of the time people invest into artists all the time. Most of the time you don't hear from the artists. They actually lose money and they end up being a tax write-off. So they put it like that. So when they sign the artist, they take their publishing. So if this artist does blows up, they make a lot of money off the artist and give them pennies.
Already had a deal with 10K Records, and she was able to walk away with her publishing and her masters.
Yeah.
And this is something that her manager James revealed to Billboard. So because she already owns her publishing and masters and makes a lot of money off of her writing and the recordings, it wouldn't be in her best interest to sign to another label that's going to take a cut of that. But when it comes to the collaborations with Nicki, I definitely think Nicki has a right to make some demands that work in her favor, because at the end of the day, she's doing more for an artist when she collaborates with them than they are doing for her, especially for a female.
I agree with everything she said. I like the way that she's breaking it down. I 110% agree with everything she just said.
Female artists. A lot of these female rap artists know that in order to gain motion quickly, they need that Nicki cosign. And Nicki knows this as well, which is why she wants to financially benefit from the situation. She used to do features for free, just off of the strength of whatever relationship she had with that person. But she was tired of being used. And her former stylist, Khalil, said that now Nicki gives an artist the option to pay money for a feature and a video, or they could sign to her label Heavy on It so she could recoup. And this kind of confirms what
I respect that. Nicki Minaj is a businesswoman and she's trying to do business. So I definitely like what she's doing. If you want me on your song and your video, you just have to pay me. Some people can't. It's some artists you can't get a Taylor Swift. There's not nothing you could pay Taylor Swift really get a future. But at least Nicki Minaj just opened up that door. For this flat rate, you get a song and a video, and it's not more important if you're an up and coming artist if you get that stamp from Nicki Minaj with a video and a song, as long as you come up with the bag.
what I suspected. I do think Ice Spice was in the talks to sign to Heavy on it in exchange for these collaborations. And even though the deal was not ideal for Ice Spice, she actually was agreeing to sign anyway. Khalil said the fact that y'all are making this about her not signing and not about her agreeing to sign and taking 2 features and 2 videos, she could have simply said no. Why not? She still hasn't said no. LMAO. Just ran off. So it sounds like Nicki didn't get compensated in the way that she wanted to from those 2 features she did with Ice Spice.
Damn.
Now I want to get back to the topic. This is what Baby Storm said in response to Ice Spice. She said, "Is the Taylor collab coming out? And yes, I know. I mean, did your mom do more annoying stuff, or do you just feel like a break was necessary? Also, bro, now that I'm thinking about it, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. I think we're forgetting that when Nicki was coming up, the deals people were getting at the time, early 2000s, weren't artist friendly at all. Literally,
man, I was just curious that 1980s, 1990s, to 2000, 2010, 2020s, they're never giving out good deals. The deal is to jerk you. They're not trying to make you rich. They're trying to make them rich. It's all about them. It's never about you. And that's how artists got to start looking at the game. They don't really care about you. They're trying to jerk you in every way possible. That's why they give you these long contracts that you don't understand, because everything is in their favor. And that's how they're in business, because everything is in their favor.
not until recently. So to us, she's asking for too much. But because she probably is used to seeing labels take more, she feels like it's more than fair.
Right.
It's not right, but she's much older, which is why she feels that way. Not right at all, though.
She feel that way because she know the game and she know what people are charging. She basically was saying that I'm pretty sure Nicki Minaj is charging less. And the reason why artists of Nicki Minaj's stature charge what they charge, because they're not charging the artist. They're charging the label. She's not charging Ice Spice. A dime is not coming out of Ice Spice's pocket. She's charging the label for the money because she know Ice Spice got a budget. They got a budget for Ice Spice, and she's taxing the budget. She don't look at it like she's taxing Ice Spice. She look at it like she's taxing the label.
And Ice Spice said, and that's basically what she's saying, because she keeps saying, oh, when Wayne was signing me, I didn't question blah, blah. But me and her are in different places in our career when that happened. I'm like already signed, so why would I work backwards? And nah, it's just necessary. Like, she gaslights me too much. I gotta love her from a distance for my mental health. And Baby Storm said, this is the best way I can describe it. Nicki is like those people who believe that kids today shouldn't get student loan forgiveness because they had to pay for it back when they went. And Ice Spice said, but mind you, we wanted to pay Nicki. And Baby Storm said, if that makes sense. Ice Spice then said, her artist fee, yes, 100%. I think she's jealous that I own all my masters because she says, James, you think you the man and think you so cool in the interview. I don't know why she...
I'm not saying she's jealous, but that's a big deal to have your own masters. There's a few and select artists that own their masters, so shouts out to Ice Spice for owning her masters.
Mentioned that. And James was the one who said I own my masters in that Billboard interview. It's given jealous 100%. It's actually sad. She's showing it so much, like my mom wanting to rap.
My mom wanting to rap.
So a lot was revealed here.
Crazy.
Ice Spice said that Nicki is jealous. She's ungrateful. She's delusional. She's like her mom.
Crazy.
I kind of want to know the tea between Ice Spice and her mom, because her mom's trying to rap too.
Alike.
That's crazy. But I do think
Mom,
it's interesting that this whole conversation happened before the Barbie World collaboration. Now, Armand Wiggins did say that there was some tension on the set of Barbie World. Apparently, Nicki went off on Ice Spice's team, allegedly.
Damn.
And so things got really heated between them. But I do think it's a little messed up that Ice Spice was talking about Nicki like that behind the scenes. I mean, I understand her frustrations, and I also feel like the managers were creating discord between them.
Right.
Anytime the money and the business gets funny, it will affect the personal relationship. So I do understand why Ice Spice felt frustrated. But at the same time, this woman gave you 2 collaborations. She co-signed you. She opened up the door for her fan base to give you all of this support.
Yeah.
She took time out of her schedule to film 2 videos with you.
Yeah.
And she even gifted you her winter coat, according to Khalil.
Damn.
And she did all of this all for you to call her jealous and ungrateful? It's just kind of crazy.
It's like in the stuff I be covering from Nicki Minaj, it seemed like everybody she tried to help, she ended up getting what you would say almost stabbed in her back. So at this point, I'm like surprised that she even still trying to work with people. Just from the stuff that I cover in a little bit of time, I've been covering Nicki Minaj. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen her help a lot of people, and I've seen it always seems to turn out this way where they go their separate ways at the end of the day.
Crazy, and it comes to show you why Nicki acts the way she does towards these female rappers.
Yeah.
And this is not to say that Nicki is perfect, because she's not. I mean, her personality definitely can be a turnoff to some people at times, but at the same time, people are using her. They literally are using her. They're only reaching out to her for collaborations because they see how it will benefit them.
Right.
And this is the reason why Ice Spice reached out to Nicki for the Barbie collaboration. She wanted another moment. So she was acting like she was doing Nicki this big favor, but really she was doing this for her own benefit. And
For
Nicki
sure.
didn't need Ice Spice to be a part of this soundtrack either. She was specifically sought out by the producers of the soundtrack and even the writer of the movie. They were presenting several songs to her to be a part of it, but she ended up agreeing to do it with Ice Spice because she just liked the concept and the idea of flipping that original song into a hip-hop song.
Right.
And Ice Spice got Nicki on it to make the song even bigger.
Facts.
So Ice Spice was very clever with how she did everything. However, she ended up overplaying her hand, and now she kind of looks like a user. I really wish Ice Spice didn't piss off Baby Storm, because we would have never known about
At
this.
all.
We would have never known. But see, this is why you have to be careful of who you call your friends. You just
Be
cannot
careful of
be
your
venting
circle
to any
before
and
they hurt
everybody.
you.
Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below.
Trey TV.
Please like, comment, and
Let's get it.
subscribe, and share this.
After watching this video, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I thought she was dissing Nicki Minaj out loud, but I see she was dissing her privacy of her own home. Her ex-friend screenshotted it and put the stuff up, trying to expose her. That's why I say you got to watch who you have around you. You got to watch your circle before they hurt you. But it's always hard. Stuff always get messy whenever there's money involved. I mean, between Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice is different when you're trying to be friends and no money involved. But when contracts and money get involved, it always get iffy. I don't know if Nicki Minaj responded to this, but I'm definitely going to keep a close eye on it. But until then, it's your boy Trey TV, and I'm out.